Some 20,000 college students recently responded to a first-of-its-kind survey on free speech at their schools. It found the Ivy League is doing a poor job. It also found that 6 in 10 students will hold back on expressing their opinions because of how they think their fellow students or professors might respond. Joining us now with more is Robert Shibley. He's the executive director for the Foundation for Individual Rights in Education, and his organization, along with College Pulse and Real Clear Education, organized this research. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, tell us, what prompted you to launch this survey?
Well, for many years, people have been asking I'm somebody who cares about free speech. I want my children who are going to campus, who are going to college soon. I want them to have the ability to speak out. Maybe they have strong views on politics or religion. Where should I send them? And while obviously our experience means a lot, we finally had the that question by interviewing, like you mentioned, 20,000 students across 55 of the biggest and most prestigious college and university campuses.
Now, you've got the University of Chicago rated #1 for free speech and Ivy League schools underperforming. What is Chicago doing right, and what are the Ivies doing wrong?
Well, Chicago has made a real effort to stand out as a leader on free speech. There is a Chicago statement that other universities can adopt, and the University of Chicago originated, that communicates the university's values in terms of free speech. And their administrators have been very firm, saying things to students, including very famously a few years ago, where they sent a letter to all freshmen saying, look, we're coming to the University of Chicago. You need to understand that this is not a place where we are going to silence dissenting viewpoints, even if you don't like them. And so they've really made an effort, and it's obviously paying off.
Robert, what are some of the other survey findings that especially interest you or perhaps surprised you?
Well, one thing we found is that if you care about being able to speak your mind, actually a larger state university campus is often a better bet than a prestigious school like an Ivy League. A lot of that, I think, has to do with the fact that those campuses are also far more ideologically diverse than Ivy League schools. Brown University was the least diverse among, ideologically speaking, between liberals and conservatives among all of our schools. But University of Chicago was up there too, and yet Brown, doesn't perform anywhere near as well. So I would say, while the credentials that Ivy League universities offer are really, valuable to many people, if you want to be able to speak your mind and really engage in the marketplace of ideas, they may not be the best place to go.
Well, how do you think the pandemic might affect free speech going forward, given that with more online instruction, more classroom lectures and interactions are actually recorded?
Well, I think that is going to have some deleterious effects on free speech. I think people are more afraid to speak out when it's online. In fact, students said that sharing a controversial opinion they have on social media under their own name is actually their biggest fear that they have in terms of free speech. And so to the extent that classes are starting to resemble that, I think it could have really bad effects on that. At the same time, though, students have been interacting for many years, and I think we've seen that they'll continue to do so, even though I think there are fewer interactions than there used to be, unfortunately.
I'm just glad I'm not in college right now. That's all I can tell you. All right. Well, thank you so much for your insight. We appreciate it.